Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestant. Player one. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thanks, Johnny. Welcome to Jeopardy, everyone. Good luck to you in the Jeopardy round. For this game, the categories are as follows. Transportation. Washington, Lincoln, or Obama? Number, please. Animal Farm. NBA retired jerseys. And Shakespeare. All right, let's get back into this. Player one has control of the board. Was born a British subject. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. Player one, back to you. The tallest. It's player one. Yes. Please pick again, player one. Never lived in Illinois. Here's what we were looking for. George Washington. We return to you, player one. Went to Occidental College and Columbia University. Let's hear it, player one. Correct. Player one, choose again. Received a patent. Here's the correct response. Abraham Lincoln. Select again. With more than 4,300 species, lizards make up the largest living group of this animal class. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. Select again. Here's Jimmy.
In the South, soups, greens, and bean dishes get added flavor from this part of the pig, referred to by an alliterative name.
Let's hear it, player one. You are correct. Player one, pick again. The scaly armor that surrounds the armadillo is composed of plates made of this. It's formed by ossification. Here's the correct response. Bone. Please pick again, player one. No laughing matter. In Africa, a dozen of these can reduce a 500-pound zebra to bones in 30 minutes. Yes, player one?
Yeah!
Yes. You get to pick again, player one. Thought to be bad luck by natives, the eye is a lemur, so it's no surprise it's only found here. Here's the correct response. Madagascar. Player one, back to you. It precedes minutes in the title of a popular Sunday night TV news program. Okay, player one.
Yeah!
That's correct. Player one, you pick again, please. Highest number you can throw with just one standard die. Let's hear it, player one. Right. You get to pick again, player one. By a cumulative count, you get a total of 364 gifts in this song, including 42 swans. Player one? Hey, you're right. Player one, choose again. Of 80, 800, or 1,800, the approximate length in miles of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. We're talking about 800. Player one, back to you. Barack Obama is officially listed as this number U.S. President. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. Player one, back to you for our next selection. Los Angeles Lakers, number 32. Here's the correct response. Magic Johnson. Player one, you pick again, please. Philadelphia 76ers, number 6. Here's the response we were looking for. Julia Serving. Player 1, choose again. Boston Celtics, number 33. We're talking about Larry Bird. You get to pick again, Player 1. Indiana Pacers, number 31. The correct response is Reggie Miller. Player 1, choose again. New York Knicks, number 33. The correct response is Patrick Ewing. You get to pick again, Player 1. This title queen uses an asp, a poor venomous fool, to kill herself. Here's what we were looking for. Cleopatra. Player 1, pick again. This moneylender asks, hates any man the thing he would not kill? We're talking about Shylock. You again, Player 1. He uses the word assassination for what he plans to do to Duncan. Here's what we were looking for. Macbeth. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. Women in this King's play include Catherine, wife to the king, later divorced, and Anne, maid of honor, later queen. Here's what we were looking for. Henry VIII. Player 1, back to you. Characters in this play include the charming Rosalind and the sardonic Jaques. Here's the correct response. As You Like It. Player 1, pick again. Roofed cars on a freight train, or a roll of 12 in a dice game. It's Player 1. Correct. You get to pick again, Player 1. Here's Jimmy. He'll show you.
The name of this vehicle, used on grave occasions, comes from Old French for long rake.
Here's what we were looking for. Hearse. We return to you, Player 1. Answer? The Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. Decide on your wager, Player 1, and the Daily Double clue. During the Cold War, 2 different families escaped over the Berlin Wall using these lighter-than-air vehicles. You got it. You again, Player 1. From 1985 to 2003, Milwaukee hosted a parade featuring dozens of these wagons from Baraboo. Here's what we were looking for. Circus wagons. And now the $1,000 clue. If you're walking your baby back home in London, it won't be in a stroller, but in this 4-letter synonym. Here's the correct response. Pram. The Jeopardy round will begin right after this. Let's see what happens in Double Jeopardy with these categories awaiting the players. Medieval Europe. Characters in literature. Pop gals. Flowers. Vocabulary. And World Heritage Sites. Let's get back into this now. You have control of the board. Kelly will present this clue.
Bodiam Castle in Sussex was built during the 100 Years' War to defend England from this foe.
Yes, Player 1? Yes. Player 1, back to you. St. Augustine established himself in this city as the first Archbishop of the English Church. Okay, Player 1? Correct. You get to pick again, Player 1. In the 1177 Peace of Venice, Frederick I, nicknamed this for his red beard, acknowledged Alexander III as Pope. Okay, Player 1.
Yeah!
Yep. Player 1, you pick again, please. Answer, the first of the Daily Doubles. You are currently in the lead. Decide on your wager, Player 1. All right, here's your clue. We're in love with the medieval French literary work called This of the Rose. Here's what we wanted. The romance. You get to pick again, player one. This dynasty of Frankish kings ruled France from 751 to 987. Here's the correct response. The Carolingian dynasty. We return to you, player one. This treacherous pirate in Treasure Island has a pet parrot named Captain Flint. Here's the response we were looking for. Long John Silver. Select again. A gray spider named Charlotte brings about a series of miracles to keep this pig from the butcher's knife. Yes, player one? Correct. Player one. Pick again. Here's Sarah.
The traditional masks of comedy and tragedy were used by characters in ancient Greek drama. They're thought to have represented the twin sides of this god of wine and revelry.
It's player one. That's correct. Please pick again, player one. Tom Sawyer saw him murder Dr. Robinson in the cemetery and testified against him in court. Okay, player one. No. Here's what we were looking for. Injun Joe. Player one. Pick again. This E.L. Doctorow title character joins Dutch Schultz's gang as a 15-year-old in 1930s New York City. Here's what we were looking for. Billy Bathgate. You get to pick again, player one. The first 5 singles off her album, Teenage Dream, reached #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 list. We're talking about Katy Perry. We return to you, player one. This Girl Like Me and Disturbia songstress was born in Barbados. Here's the correct response. Rihanna. Please pick again, player one. It wasn't déjà vu when this member of Destiny's Child sang with Jay-Z on the song Déjà Vu. Here's the correct response. Beyoncé Knowles. Player one, back to you. Fans go ape over this gal born Stephanie Germanotta, who hit #1 with Bad Romance. Here's what we were looking for. Lady Gaga. Player one, back to you. In 2005, she topped the album charts with The Emancipation of Mimi. We're talking about Mariah Carey. Player one, back to you. This country isn't out of kilter with the thistle as its national flower. It's player one. Hey, you're right. Player one, back to you. On March 22nd, 1994, the Dutch ambassador to the United States gave her a new tulip named for her. We're talking about Hillary Rodham Clinton. Select again. Singularly speaking, the bright blue cornflower is known as this button. Here's the correct response. The bachelor button. You again, player one. Here's Jimmy from our Clue Crew with the clue.
Also called galanthus, it's among the earliest garden flowers to blossom in spring.
Let's hear it, player one. Player one, back to you. Bloom forms of this large hardy perennial include spoon, quill, and pompon. We're talking about the chrysanthemum. You again, player one. Of praise, increase, or mock. What you do to something, you augment. Let's hear it, player one. That's correct.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one. Pick again. The body of songs a chanteuse is prepared to sing or of plays a company is prepared to put on. It's player one. Good for you. Player one, back to you. This word for a type of treaty is from the French for agreement. Okay, player one. Sorry, that's wrong. The correct response is accord. Please pick again, player one. Noun for a person who's sorry and is ritually showing his sorrow under the guidance of a confessor. It's player one. Sorry, that's wrong. The correct response is penitent. Select again. This adjective for a terrifying experience comes from a toothed farm implement used on plowed ground. The correct response is harrowing. Select again. This entire Italian city, spread over 118 islands, is a World Heritage Site. It's player one. Good. We return to you, player one. Here's Kelly. She'll show you.
The pyramid known as the castle is one of the wonders of this ancient Mayan city.
Yes, player one.
Yeah!
Hey, you're right. You again, player one. Answer. The other daily double. And you're in the lead now. Player one, please select your wager. And the daily double clue. This South American capital didn't exist 60 years ago. Yes. Player one, pick again. You can visit this country's Los Olmedos Historic Park even if you're not a Viking. Here's the correct response. Canada. And now the $2,000 clue. A visit to this country's Komodo National Park shouldn't drag on all day. Let's hear it, player one. Nope. Sorry. Here's the correct response. Indonesia. Good game. You will participate in Final Jeopardy right after this. Consider your wagers carefully as you think on this category. Championship sports. You need to select your wager. Our Final Jeopardy clue today is, in 2007, this university became the first to hold national titles in both football and basketball in the same year. What did you put as your response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? You've come out ahead as our champion, player one. So long, everybody.